Hello and welcome along to Mondo Chelloveck Movies. My name is John, and this video is going to be some pickups from HMV, Amazon, and the Odeon Cinema, believe it or not. But first, I've got an unboxing for you. I've just received this from Martin through the post, and we've been talking on Instagram for quite a while now. And I want to thank Martin once again for thinking of me and getting in touch with me and saying what I like this item. Now, I know what's in here, but you don't, so I'll get into it. So, nurse, scalpel. I'll have to have words with the technical team if my scalpel's not going to be ready. So, let's see what Martin has sent me. There is a note in here, I'll read it out for you. Hi John, as promised, I enclosed a signed. I got this at a Collectomania convention at the Birmingham NEC sometime in the early 2000s. Can't remember now what was there to promote. Anyway, love the channel, so keep up the good work. Cheers, Martin. Well, thanks very much for the great note, which will remain in this item here. And I can't wait to show you what it is. The item that Martin has very kindly sent me is the HD DVD of A Clockwork Orange, and it is signed by Malcolm McDowell. I mean, come on. And to own Malcolm McDowell's autograph twice is it's just amazing. You know, things like this is just, I don't know how to describe it. So this is the previous HD DVD that was sent to me by Blu Ray Baz. Now, actually, I didn't know this, but when I'm looking at it, this is the UK version. And I didn't realize that's the UK version. This version here is the American release. No age rating. As you can see, this is rated R. So this is like a US release. So these are two different HD DVDs. So that's, you can tell that this one's thinner because it's the US version. So it's amazing to think that I've now got two different versions of HD DVD for A Clockwork Orange, which I don't imagine many people have. I don't have the capabilities to play them, sadly. But wow. So yeah, I'll show you a bit of a comparison between them two, if you can, get and see that. Even though, as I say, there's only one cut of this movie and there's no other cuts of it, I would love to see like a special edition with extra features in. I know there's more footage in, but I think it's been burnt by Stanley Kubrick. That's what he used to do with his own negatives, sadly. So he couldn't get any more alterations made to his movie. So once again, thank you so much for sending this to me. This is another amazing part to put in my Clockwork Orange collection. So cheers, Martin. Thanks a lot, mate. It's still amazing to think you've got something that Malcolm McDowell has actually touched and signed. So speaking of which, I mentioned it before. This is my other signature, which I got off Jeff from Elusive Glue. And this is signed by Malcolm McDowell, obviously. And this is authenticated. And it's just absolutely amazing. Now, I've got a lot of stuff that I've been sent, like pictures and stuff, which are still waiting to be put up. I'm going to get my studio, not garage, overhauled a little bit soon, but it's a bit like kind of got a load of rubbish in there. And I want to get that done, and I can put all this stuff up on the wall because I can't wait to get these seen because they need to be seen. But this is amazing. So thanks to Jeff and thanks to Martin once again. Cheers. So before I show you what I've got, I want to give a big shout out to my good friend Sam Glendenning. Now, me and Sam met up this morning, and Sam was going to a record fair. And then before that, we met up, had a cup of coffee, had a great chat. Sam's a really good guy, I've got to admit. And I was so pleased to actually finally meet up with him because we've passed like ships in the night, when we've been trying to get together. And finally it happened today. So we had, like I say, we had a coffee and a chat, and then we went across to HMV and we had a good look through. Now, Sam's picked up a few things, and I'm going to leave a link down to his Instagram account down below, because if you go there, you'll see what he picked up. And also, he's been to a record fair, as I said, and he should be putting on today or thereabouts what he's actually got from the record fair. He's a big fan of vinyl and a big fan of Doctor Who as well. So Sam said he's a big fan of the YouTube movie community on here, and he's been more than welcomed in. And he's been on 4 live streams as well, which is good going. So I'll leave a link down to Sam's Instagram account down below. Please check it out. He's a great guy and I had a great time meeting him. And hopefully we meet again real soon. So cheers, Sam. All the best. So as I said at the start of the video, I picked up something from the Odeon Cinema.
Now, I don't know if any of your cinemas are the same, but they had a sort of shelf when they had some Blu-rays on, and you could pick up like five in for £5 or something, or a bunch of them for £5. To be honest, most of them were just movies I wouldn't really care for. But now they started selling them individually. So for £2, I picked up Ouija, Origin of Evil. Now I think this is the second one, and I've never seen any of these movies. To be honest, I wouldn't say I'm the biggest fan of this genre, not because I don't like them, just because it's one of those ones where you watch this at night. Not saying I'll be kind of super scared by it, but it's one of those ones where you play them at night and you kind of go to bed and you have like stupid nightmares about, well, other things. I think they kind of kick that off. For me, anyway. I think the supernatural ones are ones I like to watch during the day, and then I can forget about them before I go to bed at night. Not saying I'm scared, but I kind of am ish, but not at the time I watched them, just in my sleep. Wow. So I put this on, and it's got amazing picture quality. It's funny, the more Blu-rays I'm seeing now have got some really good picture quality to them. Some of them are borderline 4K. It's actually some of the ones I got today. I thought, wow, this could have been a 4K. So yeah, but for £2, got a nice slip on it, and I thought, well, why not? Funny enough, though, I went to it was next, and it was in the Costa Coffee section of the Odeons. So I went across and picked it up. I went to the Costa Coffee till, and I said to them, because I don't think there's anybody sort of manning the decks on the Odeon cinema. So I went across the Costa and I said, can I pay for this? And she says, oh, can you see that QR code over there? You've got to go and scan it. I went, all right. And then she said, oh, if you've got cash, you can pay by cash. And I said, oh, I've got the £2 here. She went, all right, then I'll take it for you. And I thought, well, who is going to take it for us? Just leave it on the top of this sort of like cupboard. Wow. Anyway, so let us know down below if anybody else has been able to pick anything up from the Odeon cinema. Actually, in a way, it was quite good to have that stuff there. Although the titles in there weren't really up to much, if I'm honest. But I was quite intrigued by this one. So that's Ouija, Origin of Evil. Next up from Amazon, I've got The Hopping Mad Vampire sequels, Mr. Vampire sequels. Now, I had this on order for quite a while, and I forgot all about it when it turned up. I thought, what's this? And I thought, oh, yeah, it's this. And now it's on the back of getting this amazing one from my good friend John Hall. Speaking of John Hall, we will be getting together quite soon. And I saw this one and I thought, this is so good, this movie. I wonder if I can get the sequels. And then lo and behold, I was after this one and then Mr. Vampire 2. And lo and behold, they've released a whole lot on this the great Blu-ray. It's got an amazing slipcover there. And I put it on to see what I thought of it. And I've got to say the picture quality on this is stunning. And it's equally as stunning on this. In fact, some of them, I think 3 or 4, is really good. Now, these are more comedy. They're not movies that you could class as frightening, but they're a right good laugh. And I've got to admit, after having so much fun with this one, it was a no-brainer to get this one. And it was great that they've actually released a whole lot in one go, so we don't really have to go scratching around or getting them all in individually. And it will save you a little bit of money in the long run. But the picture quality on all of these movies looks sensational, as it does in this one. So this is the whole Mr. Vampire collection. If you're into this type of movie, and I'm going to say it, yes, there's martial arts in it. It's got some kind of quite like unique humor to Chinese cinema, but that's not taking anything away from it. I really love that type of thing, and I think that I'm just so glad to have these two in my collection. And from thinking to myself, I wonder if I'll ever see these and then own them. It's great, and got some great color schemes there. So it's hard to remember the title. Hopping Mad, the Mr. Vampire sequels. So when I was with Sam this morning, he picked his stuff up, and then he said he'd have to shoot up because he had to go on the record fair. So I went and got my stuff here. And I feel like these things here are ones that I really wanted to get down the line. I'm glad I got them all in a sale. When me and Sam were muching around the shelves, I noticed this movie here. And I said to him, I says, oh, on the recommendation of Movie Worm, and I'll leave a link down to Movie Worm and Movie Squirm's channel down below. Please check them out. Jordan's a great guy. Actually, me and Sam were talking about Jordan and just saying how much we thought his channel was brilliant. And this one here, I'm more than happy to get on Blu-ray. So for £4.99, I got Gangster Number One. Now, I did check out a little bit of this, on my DVD, and I thought it looked really good. It's like a very stylish, and it's got a lot going for it. And when I saw this here for $4.99, I thought, no, I'm getting an upgrade of this one. And I've got to say, the sound on this is really good. The picture quality is pretty good, but sometimes, me and Sam were talking about this, sometimes Film 4 do really amazing transfers, and then they do sort of like just normal transfers. This is quite a normal transfer, not taking anything away from it. I think I'm going to have such a good time in this movie. The little bits I've flicked on look really good, and the acting in here is really some of the best acting I've seen in a gangster movie. And Jordan, it's one of Jordan's favourite movies. So happy to get that one, especially with $4.99. That's Gangster #1. Next to the movie that's been in a sale for months. I keep picking it up and I keep putting it back. I don't know why. So anyway, for $3.49, I got Girls Trip. And this has got an amazing slipcover. It's probably one of the things that I saw about and thought, what's this? So when I first picked this up, I was really surprised by the casting here. You got Regina Hall, Tiffany Haddish, who I'm a big fan of, Jada Pinkett Smith, wouldn't say I'm too much of a fan of her, and also the amazing, always amazing Queen Latifah. And this movie, I don't know what it is. I quite like these sort of road trip girls or blokes when they go out and everything kind of goes. I hope actually on this one, I hope everything when you watch a movie like this, you hope everything goes wrong in it. I think there's another film that is called Rough Night, which is actually that's brilliant as well. And so I put this on and thought, is it going to be okay? And I've got to say the picture quality on here, you would think you're watching a 4K. It is absolutely stunning. This is one of the best Blu-rays I've ever seen for picture quality. I just can't, the colours in it, they're just unbelievable. So, yeah, this is the type of movie that, I mean, the Debs usually watches these type of movies, but she, like Bad Moms and things like that, but she's got to be sort of coerced into it. I could probably get the Debs into this by saying that Queen Latifah is in it, because she's busy watching the Equalizer at the minute with her. So yeah, so honestly, the picture quality is absolutely brilliant. So if you see this in the shop and you're a fan of this type of movie, for £3.49, you cannot go wrong. So that's Girls Trip. Next up, again, is a movie I've been after for such a long time. I got They Shall Not Grow Old for £7.99. This is such an interesting movie. I think I'd taped it off the TV, but I never got around to watching it. But I knew that I had to watch this movie at least, and I always sort of wanted to have it on Blu-ray, especially the fact that Peter Jackson is involved in it. I'm a big fan of silent movies, as you know. Now, this one isn't really silent because they took the silent footage of the First World War and they've kind of overdubbed it with they had people reading the lips of the people talking, so they found out what they were saying, and they got actors to kind of like speak what they were saying. It's quite amazing that they've done this. So, and you know, Peter Jackson is a bit of a technical wizard. So yeah, I've never heard a bad thing about this movie, and I can't wait to see it. I'm a big fan of these sort of like early silent movies, documentaries. I just find it all fascinating. So that's They Shall Not Grow Old. So I was looking for the two for £30 sale in the 4K section. And there's quite a lot of movies I want to be in there, but they're just not there yet, which is a bit, you know, it's a bit annoying when you're so close to it, but you're going to hold out for them. So actually, when I was talking to Sam, when I went to the 4K section, and we're talking about one of the movies, actually just life in general, but actually we're talking about The Fog. And I said to Sam, I says, oh, I saw that at the cinema. And he said, did you see it on a re-release? I said, no, I saw it at the time it came out, 1980. And he said, and I'm not just saying this, and this is a big sort of like thumbs up to Sam when he said it. He says, oh, really? I didn't think you were old enough. I thought you were only 35. And I says, well, Sam, you're close. I'm actually 32, but you were nearly there. But I've got to say, and I can't wait to tell the Debs, actually, I got mistaken for a 35-year-old man today. Actually, just put an extra 20 years on that. But anyway, it was so funny. We had a good chat about that and a good laugh about that. So anyway, back to the 4Ks I got. And also, as well, Sam, the first thing Sam said to us, he says, hello, Johnny, how are you doing? I says, I'm doing all right. He said, I've got one thing to say to you. I said, what's that? He says, where's me ladders? So Sam, this one's for you.
Where's me ladders?
And as I told Sam, the ladders are firmly back with me in my shed. I were there. I were there. So in the two for £30 4K sale, I got Rambo 3. I've been after, this is what I'm going to say with all of these. I've been after this for such a long time, and I knew I had to get something to go along with it. I picked it up a few times, but I had nothing to go with it. Now I've got Rambo 1 and 2 in 4K from this release. And I don't think Rambo 4 has been released in this way. I don't think it has. And this one actually, for me, this looks the best out of the three thus far. It is stunning. Most of this film is filmed in the desert kind of area. It's all outside, brilliant sunshine, and it looks, the soundtrack, even though it's 5.1 surround sound, it's so bombastic. It's absolutely blows your speakers up. It's not Atmos, but this would have really benefited from Atmos because there are a lot of helicopters flying about. Now, I haven't seen this movie for such a long time. Way on the VHS was the last time I saw this. And it's great to see these movies when they come out again because obviously they come out like widescreen, the proper scope is meant to be in. A lot of these movies I've never seen in widescreen. I've just saw in pan and scan on a VHS. So you do see this movie for the first time. I mean, this movie is a long time. I can't remember anything about it, even though I did like it. I liked three of them. But this is going to be like a first time watch for me in both the fact I can't remember any of it, but the way it's going to look as well. Cinematic. So the picture and the sound are both absolutely amazing on here. That's Rambo 3. The other movie I got in the 3 for £30 sale was The Running Man. I've been after this for such a long time as well. And of course, when I knew it was actually down to 2 for £30, I couldn't find it, didn't have it. And when I saw this one, I thought, right, I got this one first. And I thought, right, I'm going to go and see if Rambo 3 is there. And luckily, the both of them went in this time. Now, this has got Dolby Audio, Dolby Vision. And this movie, I would say, it looks really good. But when they get into the Running Man game, that's when this movie comes to life. The picture is the colours are the star of this movie. And this movie looks incredible at that point. It looks good anyway, but it really comes to life with this in this game. And this is, I'll tell you a story about this. You probably know about this, but you might not. This is the first movie that me and Deb saw in October of 1988. This is on my first date, which I'm going to say is October the 12th. I think it is, but we don't know exactly when it was. Now, what happened was, because we went there, went to Newcastle, went and took with a view to see a movie, and we went for a couple of drinks first. And of course, when you go on a first date, you're a nervous wreck. And she wasn't much better either. And what we did was, I had a few sherbets, so I had about 5 pints just to cool us down a bit. And anyway, we went to the cinema to see The Running Man. And of course, when you've got to go to the toilet, and you go to the toilet about 5,000 times. To be honest, I don't think I saw much of this movie. I was just going to the toilet. So anyway, The Running Man, that became a little bit of a standing joke with us because of the what was happening. So anyway, this is one of those. It's strange. This movie is credited as being come out in 1987 on Internet Movie Database, and yet when you look at the time it came out, it's actually September the 28th, 1988. Because I thought, well, how can this come in 87 when we saw it on release? But for some reason, it's credited 1987 because it always used to frazzle me to think, how am I that wrong about the dates on here? I don't think I started going out with Deborah a year before that did. Of course I didn't. I'm not that bad. So anyway, this is highly recommended as a movie. It's another Stephen King movie, and I seem to be getting a lot of Stephen King movies, especially from my good friend Keith from Euphoria Pictures, linked down by his channel down below. As you know, on my last video, he got me a load of stuff, and a lot of it was to do with Stephen King, so I might have a bit of a Stephen King binge coming up. I wonder if the Debs would actually watch this now, and just have. I'll have to drink 5 pints before I watch it and just relive those memories. So thanks again to Martin, Jeff, and Sam. So thanks for watching. You take care, and I'll see you on the next video. Cheers.